Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we have to talk about like every major social media platform because their uppins have come. Thank you very much, Seattle school districts. Here's what's going on. This is coming from NPR, but like everybody's reporting on this because this is kind of a one-of-a-kind lawsuit. The public school district in Seattle has filed a novel lawsuit against the tech giants behind TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Snapchat, and they are seeking to hold these platforms accountable for the mental health crisis among youth. Yes, this is something I've been talking about for years. Seattle Public Schools filed this lawsuit this past Friday in the U.S. District Court, and the 91-page complaint says the social media companies have created a public nuisance by targeting their products towards children. It blames them for the worsening mental health and behavioral disorders, including anxiety, depression, disordered eating, and cyberbullying, making it more difficult to educate students and forcing schools to take steps such as hiring additional mental health professionals, developing lesson plans about the effects of social media, and providing additional training to teachers. Quote, defendants have successfully exploited the vulnerable brains of youth, hooking tens of millions of students across the country into positive feedback loops of excessive use and abuse of defendants' social media platforms. Worse, the content defendants curate and direct to youth is too often harmful and exploitive. Now, Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, Google, Snap, owner of Snapchat, and TikTok did not immediately respond to comments at this to basically any of the press, not just NPR. Now, while federal law Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act from 1996, which I've written on, talked about, etc., that helps protect online companies from liability arising from what third parties post on their platforms, the lawsuit argues that the provision does not protect them due to their behavior in this case. Quote, plaintiff is not alleging defendants are liable for what third parties have said on defendants' platforms, but rather for defendants' own conduct. Defendants affirmatively recommend and promote harmful content to youth, such as pro-anorexia and diseating order content, end quote. Now, the lawsuit also says that from 2009 to 2019, there was an average 30% increase in the number of Seattle public school students who reported feeling, quote, so sad or hopeless almost every day for 2 weeks or more in a row, end quote, that they stopped doing some of their typical activities. And yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can look at the longitudinal studies that Jean Twenge wrote about in iGen, or Jonathan Haidt wrote about in The Coddling of the American Mind, about how this has had negative, deleterious effects on the youth. I literally just wrote an article within the last month for Smirconish.com entitled Social Media is a Failed Experiment, and this is one of the core reasons why. We have whistleblowers like Frances Haugen from Facebook, where Facebook knew, due to their own internal studies that they quashed and she exposed, that they knew this was happening and they did nothing. This is part of essentially what I am talking about here. So I am glad this is happening. I hope that the Seattle Public School District, quite frankly, bankrupts all of these companies, although I know that's not going to happen. And this is a huge problem. And so we need to come out with a new social media platform. As I wrote back in my article about a month ago or so, the original approach to social media wasn't what was created. It was basically a circle of friends concept, allowing you to actually be encircled online with your actual friends, as opposed to creating an audience of thousands of people that are your quote unquote friends or followers or whatever. And it has morphed into this massive money-making thing at the detriment to everybody's mental health. And it's not just kids. Adults are addicted to social media as well. So I'm so glad this is happening. I am 100% behind, the public school district in Seattle, and I'm going to see if I can get one of them to get interviewed, maybe their superintendent or something, but this is a huge thing. I'm a big fan. We're going to see where this goes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but I'm hoping that basically they're going to start sinking that ship. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter, where we're all addicted. We really are. Same with YouTube. Please feel free to subscribe to me there. And as always, stay safe. And for the record, I am not sending out harmful content to students. And if you are a student watching me, believe me, there's a lot more world out there than social media, especially as you become an adult. So keep the faith. You will get through your teenage years. We all do. And please, as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.